Hey, what's up guys? Gangster Jeweler here. So today we are going to be working on two different pieces here. So we got one here that the clasp is missing half of the top here. That broke off. They have supplied us with another clasp to put on there. So that is what we are going to do. Now what we're going to do, because this bracelet, with the way the clasp is on there now, you can see the clasp is laying one direction, and if that was to hook into that, the bracelet would then sit a different direction. So it won't sit flat, it'll actually stick up on this side. But being that this clasp has another jump ring, when we add that jump ring to this other ring, that'll flip it over and cause it to lay flat again. But as it sits right now, you can see that if we were to lock it in there as it sits, I can't really hold it in there because part of that clasp is missing. But I think you get the idea. So that would sit in there. So this side would be flat like that, and then that side is going to be sticking up like that. But if we add this clasp to the ring with another jump ring, that'll flip it around toward the whole thing will lay flat, if that makes sense. So that's one of the pieces that we'll be working on. Now we don't want to cut that ring because we're going to be adding another jump ring to it. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to cut the bottom of the clasp. Clasp was no good anyways, so we're going to cut the bottom of the clasp. And then we are going to try, see if we can't get that open a little bit to get this ring out of here. Come on, go ahead, open up. What is wrong with you? Open up. You can do it. If it won't open up, you'll have to get something to kind of wedge in there to get it to open up a little bit. Alright, I need to lay this over because the center part just came out, which is fine. Like I said, the clasp was no good anyways, so they're probably just going to scrap it anyways. Or I shouldn't say probably, they already told me that's what they're going to do with it, so that be the case. Alright, we got that clasp off. So now what we're going to do, now that we got that off, I want to put that back in the bag because I don't want to lose. Don't want to lose the piece there. Alright, so now what will happen when we add this jump ring to this ring here, you can see that will then flip it, because you see the clasp will be that way. We add the jump ring this way, that'll then lay the clasp flat so that the here, let me see if I can lock it into here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So as before, so here's the clasp, so it's laying flat. If we didn't have this ring here, right, if I was to just put this ring through the clasp, you can see the bracelet flips up. But since we have another jump ring here, we can add that through there and that'll flip it back around to where it's laying flat. So that is what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and cut this jump ring. Try to cut it where it was welded before. I usually try to cut it where it was welded. You don't necessarily have to, but I usually like to try to cut it where it had been welded at one point. Then we're going to open it up. And we'll put our ring through there. And then when I close it, I need to find another pair of pliers here. Dun, dun, dun. That'll work. And then once I get it closed back up here like that, I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about. See, now it'll lay flat. See? Because we got that other extra jump ring that flipped it around. And now it'll lay flat. Now if we didn't have this extra jump ring here and we put it through here, then this side would be flipped up like this side would be flat and that side would be flipped up. But now we're able to make it flat again. Now what we need to do is get our locking tweezers here. And all we need to do is get this ring welded shut. Now like I said, on jump rings and prongs, I don't really use flux. 2 reasons. It's not really necessary for jump rings, and 2, I don't do it for stones, because if you're trying to set a stone and build a prong, 9 times out of 10 the flux will bubble up and cause the stone to pop out of the seat. So I just I don't do it when I'm putting prongs on or doing jump rings. Not really necessary. And you really don't have to use flux for other stuff. You could weld bracelets and rings and stuff like that without flux. It just makes it a little harder. I mean, it's possible, you know. Well, I see that my torch is going to be acting up today a little bit. And burn some of that boric acid denatured alcohol off there just for a minute. I'm gonna let that run for a second. There we go. All right. Now what we need to do is go ahead and cut us a piece of solder here. And we zoom in for the money shot. No, I'm joking. Alright guys, let's go ahead and grab our solder. And let's get our jump ring welded here. Oh, you bitch. It ran off to the side on us. But that's okay. Not a biggie. As I'm sneezing. Not a biggie. You piece of shit. Things whacking out on us today. The Battle of the Jump Ring. There we go, that works. Alright, we got it welded together. Yeah, that works perfect. Alright, let me zoom you guys back out here. So you can see we got our ring welded now. Got it welded together. I know it's not completely round. It wasn't very round to begin with, so, but not a big issue. That will hold all the same. Actually makes it kind of look better, more uniform with the piece. Anyways, let's go ahead and dry that off real quick. And we are going to go ahead and smooth that area out with our silicone wheel. Alright. Okay. Well, we got that one done. So we got that smoothed out. It's a little oval, but like I said, that actually kind of uniforms with it better. But that is nice and solid on there, so yeah, I'm happy with that. And our clasp works. So that is good. That's one down. And we're gonna do another one. I got four of these 4 different repairs that are kind of similar. So I'm probably gonna just pick another one, random one, and we'll do that one. I think I'm going to do 2 in this video, probably 2 in another video. But we got that one done. So now I'll try to keep them together. Now with this other one, let me see what we got here. I think this one is very similar. And all these come from Value Pawn. I won't say which one, but there's 50 million of them here in Jacksonville. Not really 50 million, but damn sure seems like it from time to time. No, what the fuck? Why? There's nothing wrong with that class. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. You know, they really don't have to do anything with this class. See, it's slipping out, and the spring works just fine. It's not broke. Only thing is this top got pulled up a little bit, and it's got that gap. It just needs to be closed back. They could have fixed that themselves in 20 minutes, or less than that. 10 minutes. Just take you a pair of pliers, flip it like that. There ain't a damn thing wrong with this class. Not a damn thing wrong. Look at that. See, we got the gap closed. You can now put it through. See? And now it's not gonna slip out. Well, shit, that was an easy fix, guys. I didn't even really look at, we might get 3 in this video. I didn't look at them too well before starting the video, so I wasn't really sure exactly what needed to be done. But that one's fixed. Nothing wrong with that class. See, they gave me another class too to put on it, but they don't need it. So with that said, easy enough. Well, that's 2 down. Let's go for a 3rd. We might get 3 in this video. Alright, let's see what's wrong with this one. Let's just see. Okay. Do these? Do they not realize that they do understand this is jewelry repair, right? So they gave me a clasp and 2 end tabs as if like the whole thing needed to be replaced. But the only thing wrong with it is the jump ring needs to be welded together and the end tab is lifted on this one side, which we can fix. That's not a problem. But what I need to do is get this end tab up so I can get it out of here and get it unlocked. There we go. Yeah, so the only thing wrong with this, see, so the end tab is lifted, and the jump ring needs to be welded. You can see that. So I think what we're going to do first is we are going to go ahead and, first of all, I need to get this jump ring straight. Oh, let me make sure this clasp works. Yeah. Yeah, clasp works fine. Yup. Okay, so I think we're going to do the jump ring first. So let's go ahead and get that straight. All right. Then we're going to do basically the same thing like we did on the first bracelet that we had. We're going to set this up, go ahead and weld that ring shut, and then we'll go to that end tab. Let me put this end tab and lobster claws in there that they had. Put that in there. Let's go ahead and put our boric acid denatured alcohol on there. Come on, why are you being stubborn? Thank you. And we are using a 4-tip. Usually use 3 or 4 on smaller items like necklaces, bracelets, doing jump rings or prongs, stuff like that. I use a 5 mainly for welding shanks on rings and sizing rings and all that kind of stuff. Oh, what am I doing? We don't need flux. Alright, what we do need to do though is we need to cut us a piece of solder here. And get it on our pick here. And zoom you guys in so you can see. And we're just going to go back and forth just very slowly, lightly. Hopefully this jump ring cooperates a little more than the last one. Come on, don't be a bitch. You being a bitch. Alright. Not a big problem. Not a big issue. Then I know there's going to be some people say, well, that's why we use flux on jump rings. I know, I know. It will be okay. Not a biggie. There we go. All right. We've got her welded together there. Pull that off and zoom you guys out. Need to shape it up a little bit. We do need to do that. Or actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the jump ring, or not jump ring, the end tab. This way I can lock it into this side. Make it a little easier to clean that jump ring up a little bit. Now with this end tab, you can see it's lifted off on one side. Now there's two ways you can approach this. You can either drop a piece of solder there and then push down as you're welding it, or you can use paste solder. I like to use paste solder on end tabs personally, but that's going to be a matter of preference for most people. What we need to do is go ahead and put some boric acid denatured alcohol on here. Go ahead and heat that up. Now we're going to have to crank our torch down a little bit because we don't want to burn the end tab up. You might be able to hear somebody yelling. We have a puppy, a new puppy, and he's being a bit of a bitch. He's in that chewing stage where he's chewing everything up. You know, it's been a while since I've had to use paste solder. There we go. I was going to say it's getting kind of hard to get it out of there. But we're just going to put a little bit on the inside there. We don't need a whole lot. Okay. So we got a little bit of paste solder in there. I'm going to try to zoom you guys in here. And you might be able to see that paste solder on the inside there. But what we're going to do is we're just going to heat this up very lightly and push down as we're doing it. We're just going to heat it up very lightly and push down as we're doing it. Okay. And you want to be careful not to use too much heat because you will burn the end tab otherwise. You want to use just a little bit of heat and push down with your pick as you're heating. Otherwise you will burn the end tab up. Alright, it should be welded. What we're going to do, let me zoom you guys out here, is we are going to dip it in water before we touch it because it'd be hot. It'd be hot, hot. Then what we want to do is make sure that it doesn't lift up in any way, shape, or form, which it does not. So that end tab is welded on there now, or at least that one side that was coming up is welded on there now. So we got that straight. Now that we got that straight, we can hook the clasp in to this side here and straighten this jump ring out a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright guys, I think we pretty much got the jump ring taken care of. Now we just need to straighten this end tab up a little bit, and we will be golden. Alright, let's flip it over, get the other side. Alright guys, we have got us a welded jump ring, and we got us a fixed end tab there. So I have a fourth one to do, but I don't want to run these videos too consecutively. We got 3 pieces here. I was only planning to do 2, so I don't want to kill my camera either. So that's the main reason why. Otherwise I'd do the fourth one as well. But I'm going to drop all 3 of these in the ultrason. Well, shit, I don't know. Let me see. I have got to try to keep these in order in some way, shape, or form, because these bags aren't marked very well. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to drop these. We're going to do one at a time, just so I don't get the bags mixed up, because they don't have the bags marked very well. So we're going to drop this one in the ultrason real quick, and then we'll go polish it, and then we'll just repeat the same process with the other 2. I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back with that necklace that we had to do the jump ring and the end tab. We're ready to get it polished. We're going to start with the parts that we've had to work on first. We'll start with the parts that we had to work on first, and then we'll do the whole chain so that it all matches. Alright, now we need to hit this end tab over here on this one side. Okay. Alright guys, we got the clasp part taken care of, got the jump ring part taken care of, and the one end tab that we had to weld back down. Let's go ahead and hit this other end tab real quick. Alright, look at that. Looking good, man, looking good. Alright. Now we need to go ahead and hit the rest of the chain and make it make it look uniform. Alright, now we're going to hit it on the same side going back the opposite direction. Alright, now we need to flip it over to the opposite side and do the exact same thing. And remember, like I said, when you're doing a bracelet or necklace on the buffer and you're rolling it like this, be very mindful of when you're getting close to the end so that you can hold that end very tightly. Alright guys, this one we got nice, clean and polished. Got a lot of rouge on it though, we need to get that off of there first. But let's go drop this in ultrasound and we're going to grab us another piece. We got 2 more pieces we got to polish, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, next bracelet we're going to work on is this one that we had the extra jump ring that allowed the clasp to lay flat instead of sticking up. So that's the next one we're going to polish. We're going to start with the jump ring and the clasp area first. We have to do a little more polishing on this one though, because these links are a little bit different, a little bigger. So we're probably going to have to hit the sides of the links as well. Alright, let's hit this ring here a little bit on the end. And let's hit this clasp a little bit. Alright, now what we're going to do is go ahead and hit the rest of the bracelet here. And we're going to do the same thing, just going back on the opposite side. Alright. Now what we need to do is just hit it on the other side real quick. Start over on that one. Alright guys, so we got the top part polished of these links. Then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to hit the sides of them as well. Go ahead and run it on the other side like this real quick, and then we'll hit the sides of the links. Alright, we got them sides looking nice. Now let's hit the other side of these links. Alright guys, we got that one all nice, clean and polished. Let's go drop this one in ultrasonic and we'll go grab the third one. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the other two in the ultrasonic cleaning up. We got our third bracelet here. And we just had to straighten the clasp out a little bit. But we got that one and we just need to polish it up. And basically we're just going to be doing the same process here. Getting the jump ring real good. And pretty much the whole bracelet really. Trying to get some of these scratches off of these end tabs. Got some pretty hefty scratches going on there. Just hitting the end tabs real good on this bracelet because end tabs are in foul shape on this thing. Not anymore. You can see it look 10,000 times better now. But look at this side. You can see for reference how shitty they were. They were fucked up. Alrighty. Alright. And I want to give, during this downtime as we're polishing this bracelet, I would like to give a shout out to some of my longtime stores that I've had for over the 30 years, and they've been with me for 30 years and still continue to be with me. Shout out to you guys. I know some of you watch these videos, so I just want to give a special shout out to y'all. I know I give a shout out to Money Miser. Money Miser, they're fantastic, man. You know, but I've been doing repairs for them for a little bit, but not nearly as long as some of these other places. Some of these other places, they've been with me for almost going on 30 years now. So, special shout out to them, man. I appreciate the work you give me every day, man. I do. You guys keep me working. You know what's weird? I don't know, is there like a shortage? Or maybe there's just a shortage of good jewelers here in the Jacksonville area or something? Because what's really weird is I've mainly done repairs for mom and pop places and big corporate, I say big corporate, well yeah, big corporate, like Value Pawn and Cash America. But I've never done repairs for like Zales or, you know, some of these like high uppity places, Zales or Friedman's or whatever. And I got a call from, it was I think it was Zales or Friedman's. I can't remember exactly which one. It was one of these high uppity places. And they were wanting to know, somebody gave them my number, and they were wanting to know if I wanted to do their repairs. And I was like, sure, I'll do it, you know. But in the 30 years I've been doing this, I've never really approached them, just because I don't really like the clientele that they kind of bring in. They bring in a lot of snooty, picky people, like super picky people. So I've kind of tried to stay away from those type of places. Even though I know my work is good, it's just the type of people you have to deal with. I just would rather not deal with those type of people. Alright, we got that one all cleaned and polished. But I'm going to give it a go. I told him sure. And we're going to see how that's going to work out, because I don't know how that's going to work out, but we're going to give it a shot. Alright, we got that bracelet all cleaned and polished. And in the 30 years that I've been doing this, I've never had them call me, which was kind of odd. So I don't know if there's just like a shortage of jewelers, or maybe there's just a shortage of good jewelers. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But I just wanted to mention that, just not for clout or anything. It struck me as odd that they would be calling me. And I've never gotten a call from them like that in 30 years. So it's just odd. We'll see how this is going to work out. But at any rate, we got that one polished and clean. Let's go clean all three of these, and then we'll take a look at the final product on all of them. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back with all three of them repairs that we just did. Here is the one that we just did the... Damn, I gotta get paper towel. I get shit all over them. I hate getting them dirty after they've been polished. Anyways, this is the necklace that we had to do the end tab and the jump ring on it. We got that all fixed, cleaned and polished. Looking nice. Then here is the other one that we had to add another clasp with the jump ring right there. And got shit all over it. Now get all that crap off of there. And get my prints off of here. But we got that one done. That's the one we had to put the new clasp on with the jump ring. Got that all cleaned and polished, and got it laying straight with the extra ring, because otherwise it would lay like that instead of flat. So that worked out for that one. And then this one here that we just had to fix the clasp on. Got this one all cleaned and polished. So we got a 3-fer in this video, guys. I was only planning on having to do 2, but we managed to get 3 in this one. But hey, I'm not gonna bitch. I'm sure you guys aren't either. But that's 3 repairs we got down. Another special shout out to my longtime stores. I really appreciate it. This is the Gangster Jeweler. If you would like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you'd like to leave a tip or donation, the link for that will be down in the description, although it is not required. It just helps the channel grow and shows a little love. But I appreciate you guys watching. I also have a Twitch stream and a Kick stream that I've started. And then I have another YouTube channel, Boss TV. I'll have a link for that down in the description as well. That's just where a lot of my live stream and reactions go, from the Kick stream and Twitch stream. But this is the Gangster Jeweler, guys. Also, if you're looking to buy jewelry online, if you want to check out Stellar Jewelry, I'll have the link for that down in the description. And if you'd like for me to do your repairs, I'll have a link for that down in the description as well, to my Etsy shop on Etsy. If you want me to do your repairs, and I'll most likely make a video of your repair. I got one coming from Indiana I'm waiting on to show up here. That's that silver ring that needs a new shank that I was telling you guys about. But this is the Gangster Jeweler, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. And I will see you on the next one, guys. Take care.